Hello friends, this video on Laws of Motion part 25 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos from part 1 to part 24 before going ahead with part 25. Let's start with solving some numericals. The first problem says, find the angle through which a cyclist bends from the vertical when he covers a circular path of 34.3 meter circumference in route over 22 seconds. That means a cyclist is trying to cover a circular path whose circumference is given as 34.3 meters. That means what is the circumference of a circle? It is 2 pi r. So value of 2 pi r is given as 34.3 meters, and the time taken to cover this much of distance is t is equal to root over 22 seconds. So basically this 2 pi r is nothing but the distance covered by the cyclist. So but through which angle he needs to bend? What is the angle that he makes with the vertical? So let us try to draw the diagram so that we can able to visualize the situation. Let us suppose this is my vertical, because it says that the cyclist bends from the vertical. Let us suppose this is the cyclist. It is just a rough figure. Let us say this is the cyclist. Right. So he is making, let us suppose that he is making some angle theta. So we need to find the value of this theta. Let us suppose he is making some angle theta and he is trying to take a curve. Now what will be the different forces acting on this cyclist? Suppose he is taking a turn somewhat like this. Okay, somewhat like this. So mass of the body will be in the, weight of the body will be in the downward direction, that is mg, if m is the mass of the cyclist. Now what will be the direction of the normal reaction? Normal reaction is always perpendicular to the surface of contact. Now what is the surface of contact here? This is the surface of contact. If you see, the cyclist is in contact with the road at this point. So this is my surface of contact. Therefore, the normal reaction would be perpendicular to this. So this would be the direction of the normal reaction. Suppose if this is theta, so along this direction, what would be the component of normal reaction? This would be n cos theta, right? So this would be n cos theta. Therefore, this side it would be n sin theta, correct? Now, what is forcing the cyclist to move in a circular path? Obviously centripetal force. Centripetal force would be along this direction because it always acts towards center. That means the centripetal force is provided by this horizontal component, which is n sin theta. So what will we say? In this case we will write the equations. So along vertical direction, n cos theta would be equal to mg, and along the horizontal direction we have n sin theta is equal to the centripetal force, which is equal to mv square by r. Let us suppose this is equation 1 and this is equation. Now let us suppose we divide equation 1 divided by equation 2. So what do we get? We get cot theta is equal to mg divided by mv square by r. So this m and m gets cancelled. So we get rg divided by v square. So this is the value of cot theta. So now here we can put the values which we already have here. Now what would be the value of, we know the value of r because this is given 2 pi r is equal to 34.3. So we know r. We know g. Now we need to calculate the value of velocity. Now what would be velocity? Velocity would be the distance travelled divided by the time taken. So the entire distance travelled here would be equal to 34.3, that is 34.3 meters, divided by time taken is root over 22, right? Now we will put this value in this equation. So we find cot theta would be equal to R. What would be R? R would be 34.3 divided by 2 pi. G would be 9.8 and V square would be 34.3 square into 22. This is what we'll get. On calculating this, we get the value comes out to be 1. So we get the value of theta comes out to be 45 degree. That means the cyclist will make an angle of 45 degree with the vertical so that he can cover a path of this much circumference in root over 22 seconds. So I hope it is clear to you now. Whenever you get a question like this, first of all you draw the diagram so that you can visualize the forces which are acting on the particular body. And then you write the equation of motion in the horizontal as well as vertical direction. Now let us look at another problem. The problem says a circular racetrack of radius 300 meter is banked at an angle of 15 degree. If the coefficient of friction between the wheels of a race car and the road is 0.2, what is the optimum speed of the race car to avoid wear and tear on its tires? So, when will wear and tear happens? When there is no friction. I already discussed that when there is no friction, however, the speed of the vehicle would be at its maximum, but there would be wear and tear. So, if you don't want wear and tear, then friction should be present, right? Now, let us try to solve this. Let us see what all values are given. Radius is given as 300 meter. The angle is theta is given as 15 degree. And the value of coefficient of friction is given as 0.2. Now, we have already derived a formula for the maximum velocity or the optimum speed of the car to avoid wear and tear. That means the value of speed after which wear and tear will start. So, that speed is V0, which is V maximum. And what is the value of V maximum? It is Rg tan theta. That means the wear and tear will start only when mu s becomes 0. So that means that value is the optimum value of velocity. So we will say this is Rg tan theta. So let us put the values. This would be R into G is 9.8 into tan 15 degree. Now putting the values, we find it as 28.1 meter per second. Now let us look at the second part, maximum permissible speed to avoid slipping. So what would be the maximum permissible speed to avoid slipping? That means we don't want the car to be slipped. So in that case, it should be the scenario when the value of the static friction is equal to its maximum value. That means static friction should exist and the value of static friction should be equal to mu s into n. This is that scenario because when static friction is its maximum value, in that case it will not slip. Slipping will start only when it becomes greater than this. So in this condition, what do we get the value of V? The one which we derived for V max, because we derived V max considering Fs is equal to mu s into n. So V max is equal to, what was the formula which we derived? It was Rg into mu s plus tan theta divided by 1 minus mu s into tan theta. Now again here we put the values. R is equal to 300, G is 9.8, mu s is 0.2 plus tan 15 degree divided by 1 minus 0.2 into tan 15 degree. So once you calculate this, you get the value as 38.1 meter per second. So most of the times the questions which you get on circular motion is where you need to understand what the question is trying to say. That is, you should have understood the concept that when does a car slips or when does wear and tear start taking place. So you should know all these things. You should understand this phenomenon logically so that you can apply the correct formula in the correct place. So I hope this is clear to you now. Thank you. Visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thanks once again.